Hello, everyone. Please allow me to present the Regional Project Monitoring and Evaluation System, or RPMES, user input forms. So we'll try to simplify our discussion so that by the end, we'll have a better understanding of the fundamentals and clearer grasp of the agency user's role. So yung mga role po ninyo in the ERPMES. So basically, I'll be walking you through two presentations. So, dalawa po, ano? First, we'll have a refresher on the 2023 RPMES operational guidelines, focusing specifically on the substance of the forms, frequencies, and deadlines of the submission. In this part, we'll revisit the basic concepts and principles behind the RPMES forms to make sure we're aligned on the fundamentals. After that, we'll then proceed to the second part, which is the ERPMES User's Manual, a step-by-step guide to for the user submission of input forms 1 to 4. So this is where we start getting familiar with the actual forms as they appear in the system. So this part will be more hands-on and system-based. All right? So let us now begin with our first topic, which is refresher on the 2023 RPMES operational guidelines, forms, frequencies, and deadlines. To begin with, this topic encompasses the following outline. So we have the RPMES forms 1 to 4, and then we will have a brief discussion of the summary of the all the RPMES forms, no, aside from the input forms. And lastly, the frequency, deadline, and duration of ERPMS activities, specifically yun po sa agency users. So daanan na lang din natin siguro yung para sa DepDev division sector focus as well as secretariat administrators, but mainly will focus on the agency users. Okay? So first, the RPMES Form 1 o yung ating pong initial project report. So this report is used to record the basic information on program, projects, both yung of ODA or Official Development Assistance and yung ating locally funded that are being implemented by the agency, by the GOCC or LGU. It shall contain important information such as the name of the project, component details, fund source, mode of implementation, total program or project cost, location, implementation schedule, overall physical and financial targets for the year and by month, no? Outside are the output indicators and corresponding monthly targets and employment generated by the project disaggregated by sex, so male and female. So if you can see, very comprehensive na po tayo sa initial project report because this will cover the entire year. So this will serve as our basis for our round year monitoring, round year desk monitoring. So this report shall be accomplished by the implementing agency or unit. So kayo po, no? So this is the actual RPMES Form 1 in accordance with the operational guidelines. So I'll just leave you this to regularly visit and use as reference or guide when familiarizing with the actual components of the form. But for the sake of optimizing the system, no, I'll just show you the version of this integrated forms, which is integrated in the system. Okay, so let's proceed. So again, this is the RPMES form on initial project report in the system, no? So, pag binuksan po natin siya, we'll just click yung RPMES forms, specifically yung Form 1, and then we can click a certain year, no? For example, 2025. May view button po doon. We'll just click it. So, lalabas na po itong box in blue, no? So, in this, makikita po natin, we have 6 fields or components. So isa-isahin natin. First is yung program or project title. So ito po yung makikita natin sa approved program of work or pwedeng for instance kung ito ay loan or grant agreement. So yun po yung ilalagay natin na title here, no? Next, output indicator. So we indicate the unit of the major output indicators. Maximum po 5, 5, no? Where accomplishment is to be measured as indicated dun din sa program or project documents po na nasa implementing agency sa inyo po. Example po nito, dapat po ang output indicators, very important po ito, ano, as this serves as our metrics sa physical accomplishment natin. Example, it should be measurable, kilometers, hectares, beneficiaries, houses, and so on and so forth, no? So for programs or projects with more than five available output indicators, kung talagang lumampas, there can be selection of major output indicators to be listed in this form. And it should be based po sa kung lumampas, pwede po natin gamiting basis yung degree of relevance. Kung siya ay very relevant, kung gaano siyang ka-relevant, contribution to the program or project objectives, kung talagang very impactful yung project at it would result really to the benefit of a certain community or benefit in general, and or share in total program project cost kung significant din yung kanyang amount, no? Yung kanyang allotment. So an output indicator specifies the key tangible goods and services the organization or intervention will deliver. So they define the project management's terms of accountability that have to be achieved by the end of the intervention period. Okay. Next is the financial targets. So this is the amount programmed for implementation of the program project with corresponding monthly targets for the year. And take note po na ito po ay in exact PHP amounts na. So yung figure na po ang ilalagay natin sa total financial targets. Okay? Later we'll dig deeper sa financial components, yung ating pong appropriations, allotment, obligations, disbursement, no? Next is yung total physical targets. This should be in percentage naman. So we'll define here yung monthly overall physical target nung ating pong program or project for the year. That should be in percent. Okay? Next is target employment generated or EG. So ito po yung female and male natin na na-generate as to employment na express po ito in number of persons. So kung ilan yung tao mismo. Next is yung remarks. So we provide here information on the previously approved end dates, if applicable. It may also include information on the program or project beneficiaries disaggregated by sex if available. Okay? Mamaya, we'll also elucidate kung ano yung mga kailangan pa sa remarks natin. So pangalawa, yung ating pong RPMES Form 2. Ito naman po ay tinatawag nating Physical and Financial Accomplishment Report. So dito na po tayo mag-elaborate ng ating financial and physical kanina na components. Okay? Very important din po ito kasi ito yung one of the frequent form na ating na-encounter sa atin pong periodic report sa region. Okay? So this report will be used to document status of ongoing program or projects, again, both yung ODA and locally funded, that are being implemented by the agency, GOCC, or LGU, etc. So it shall contain po following information, dalawa. First is the physical. So it is the actual progress of programs, projects against the target, scheduled accomplishment, including information on employment generated, initial observable results, problems encountered, and measures taken or to be taken in order to address such issues. So, hindi lang po natin tinitingnan yung benefit or ng mga positive projects. Also, we look into observable problematic projects and we put into place some interventions that could address them. Okay? Dito sa RP, yun po yung significance din or essence ng ating Form 2. Okay? And then we look again naman dun sa financial, yung pangalawa po. Financial naman, it accounts again for the appropriation, allotment, obligations, and disbursement. Explain natin mamaya isa-isa, no? So financial report shall also account for reasons behind low disbursement if applicable. So makikita natin if example ay hindi po natin na disburse or there's low disbursement sa mga allotted fund sa bawat agency. So ang responsible po dito yung implementing agency or unit. So again, ito po yung actual form. So before kasi nung wala pang system, manual pa po nag-i-input, nagpo-provide ng mga agency, no? Kayo po sa form na ito. So skip na lang po natin ulit to and we'll just focus dun sa form integrated in the system. In here, we have 10 fields or components. So hindi ko na po isa-isahin yung mga nabanggit kanina. Same lang naman yung program project title, output indicator, same definition. So let's proceed na po dun sa financial components mismo, no? First is yung appropriation. So this is an authorization pursuant to laws or legislative enactment, hence required congressional action, directing the spending of public funds for a specific purpose up to a specified amount. So this is under the conditions as provided definitions by the DBM year 2019, no? So for programs, so of course yung total appropriation niya for the current fiscal year, again in exact PHP. And for the projects naman, cumulative naman siya, yung total cumulative appropriation from the start of the project to the end of the reporting period. Ganun din in exact PHP figures. Okay? So, yung appropriation, yun po kasi yung parang nasa, mamaya i-explain natin yung mga analogy niya pag nandun na tayo mismo sa step-by-step guide. Okay? Yung allotment naman, it is an authorization issued to an agency permitting the agency to commit or incur obligation and or pay out funds within a specified period of time within the amount specified again by the DBM, defined by the DBM. Sa programs, same lang din dun sa appropriation. Total allotment naman for the current fiscal year and exact PHP figures. For projects, total cumulative allotment from the start of the project to the end of the reporting period and exact PHP. Next, obligations. So it is a commitment already, no, by a government agency arising from an act of a duly authorized official which binds the government to the immediate or eventual payment of a sum of money. Okay, for programs, obligation naman to, total obligation for the current fiscal year in exact PHP figures. For projects, ganun din, total cumulative obligations from the start of the project to the end of the reporting period in exact PHP figures. And lastly, sa financial component po natin yung disbursements. So ito na yung settlement, liquidation, or the actual payment of an obligation incurred in the current or prior years involving cash or non-cash transactions and covered by disbursement authorities. Total disbursements pag program for the current fiscal year and total cumulative disbursements from the start of the project to the end of the reporting period, both in exact PHP figures as well. Okay. Now, we look at the target overall weighted physical accomplishment or simply OPA to date, no? So, yung OPA po natin in percentage. This is the work scheduled to be accomplished from start of the project implementation, simula pa lang na nagkaroon ng implementation, up to the reporting period. So doon po sa atin pong system, meron din pong integrated doon na link na will direct us to the actual operational guidelines. And we can refer to the Appendix D of that guidelines for the computation of OPA. Okay? Doon sa atin pong guidelines. If you want to refer there. Okay? Next is the actual OPA to date. Kung kanina yung target, ito naman yung actual na. So ito na yung actual work accomplished kung ano na talaga yung natapos or na-attain natin from the start of implementation, ganun din, up to the reporting period in percentage. For example, quarterly kasi yan. So yung OPA for that certain period, first quarter for example. Next is yung slippage. So this is very crucial, no? Kasi dito na natin tinitingnan yung difference between the actual accomplishment to date and yung atin pong commitment or yung target accomplishment as of the reporting period. The result here may be positive. Pag positive po yan, color blue po siya mag-a-appear doon sa form 2 natin, which means that the project is ahead of schedule. So it may exhibit no positive or positive benefit, or it may be a positive project. Pag, pag naka-red naman siya, negative po yung lalabas na quantity there. It means that it is behind schedule or it encounters implementation concerns. Or kapag naman zero siya, on schedule lang po siya. So, sakto lang yung kanyang implementation. And as mentioned a while ago, ito na po yung remarks, no? There are some additional supporting information on the reported physical and financial accomplishment of the project, such as, but not limited to the following, no? Una, yung accomplishment such as number of sub-projects, components, major outputs completed. Sometimes kasi may mga sub-components pa po ang isang project. Pwede po natin siyang i-specify sa remarks, as well as list of major works that are ongoing, pwedeng suspended or terminated. We also specify including whether the project is suspended or ayan nga, terminated, as mentioned. So reasons for physical and financial performance. And din po, actions to be taken relative to the status of accomplishments. Example, no, for site inspection to be subjected to PSS o yung ating pong problem solving session. Pwede po nating ilagay dyan sa remarks. Previews, approved end dates if applicable. Kasi sometimes we have, for example, infrastructure projects na may mga variation orders, no? So, nagkakaroon po ng changes. So, kapag may changes, we also update yung completion dates, no? Revise completion dates. Also, limitations and reporting information required in the form. Pag, for example, sa employment generated or EG natin, we reflect na lang po at least coming from you agencies mismo na there are really no obligation disaggregation of employment generated by sex and pakilagay po ng reason behind that. And lastly, yung information on the program project beneficiaries, yun nga, disaggregated by sex if available siya. Pangatlo po yung atin ng RPMES Form 3. So ito naman po yung Project Exception Report. Ito pong 3 ay kakambal din po ito ng 2, no, na form, but mas frequent pa rin po ang Form 2 dahil doon natin nilalagay yung comprehensive uh, declaration ng mga status of ongoing and completed projects. Dito naman sa Form 3, minsan lang kapag po meron mga above 10. So yung threshold po natin is 10, no? Kapag may either positive or negative slippage siya. So we do the declaration of projects and programs sa Form 3. So this form is used when implementation problems are encountered, specifically when immediate action by the Project Monitoring Committee or Development Council, as for instance, is needed, or when project implementation has been outstanding. Sabi ko nga, no, kapag may major or at above 10 or negative or positive 10 slippage, so we put it here. So issues, ang ina-account po natin dito yung issues, no, problems encountered that affects or contribute to the delays in project implementation, as well as yung mga best practices natin that we can perpetuate sa mga sunod nating project, as monitoring and evaluation is cycle. So we take note yung mga problematic as well as best practices para ma-improve yung ating mga sunod na project. So yung best practices, the factors that affect contribute to the outstanding performance and achievement of project outcomes and impact. So yun nga, responsibility po ito ng mga implementing agency, again, mga unit, mga GOCCs, LGUs, HUCs, SUCs, RLAs that implement projects, and NGO or concerned citizen. So again, ito lang po yung actual form. Let's proceed again dun sa form sa system. We have 8 field components. Yun lang po yung iba, katulad lang din nung kanina, project title, slippage. Let's proceed na po sa findings. Sa findings, this is the description of an issue. It may be operational constraints, concerns observed during the project implementation, or an outstanding performance of a project. Take note po, allow only one finding per row here, no? So, next is the typology. So the typology for each finding, we choose the applicable typology from the following, no? Applicable to both issue po ito at sa best practice. First is inside condition availability, na may drop down naman po dito sa typology, and we can refer to the operational guidelines sa definition ng bawat isa dito, no? Yung site condition, availability, procurement, kung may mga delay sa procurement or pre-procurement activities, government funding institution approvals. Minsan kasi may difficulty din po pag may change in leadership in obtaining government or funding institution approvals, ganyan. Mga nasa typology po yan. budget and funds flow, design scope or technical specifications, performance of contractors, consultants, yan, capacity of project management unit and other implementing partners, institutional support, kasama din, input and costs, also legal and policy issuances kapag may mga pagbabago which could significantly have an impact din sa structure, no? Yung legal and policy issuances. Sustainability, operations and maintenance, force majeure. Sometimes we reflect yung mga weather conditions, no? Force majeure events that cost again din sa implementation and others. So there might be issues, concerns, aspects of project implementation which do not fall under any category that I cited. So we can, I think, have the freedom to reflect it in the typology. Next is yung issue status. So we just indicate here whether the issue is current or resolved as of the end of the reporting period. So this is applicable only to issues, okay? Not to the best practice. Reasons indicate events, incidents, among others, that have caused the problems of factors, practice, or strategies that contributed to the outstanding performance or facilitated smooth implementation. For actions taken, we indicate here the key remedial measures taken from the time when the issue was reported until the end of the reporting period. So it include corresponding status of actions taken as of the end of the reporting period. So applicable din siya sa issues. And lastly, yung actions to be taken. Ito po importante na merong laman. We remind our agencies na may laman siya, especially kapag negative slippage. Kailan po ito ay required field. So we indicate here the specific actions to be carried out by the concerned agencies and stakeholders and corresponding timeline. Only applicable to issues then. Okay, RPMES Form 4. So this is the last form na responsible po kayo. The input form. Yung ating project results. So this form shall provide information on the initial results, outcomes derived from implementing the project. So itong RPMES Form 4 po natin, ito yung form which is gearing towards impact eval na, no? So kasi dito, ideally, we refer din sa ating mga log frames, ating mga logical frames. As mentioned nga, no, these results or outcome should be based on indicators in the logical framework. Example, for ICC approved projects, no, we refer sa ICCPE Form 6. There's feasibility studies and project proposal documents. We refer there. So for projects without a logical framework, minsan kasi ganon ang instance, no? So the implementing agency unit may adopt the objectives and results or outcome indicators or targets of the program to which the project contributes or falls under base sa agency's program expenditure classification or yung PREXI. So responsibility po ito ng implementing agency or unit GOCC, LGU, PMCs, HUCs, SUCs, RLAs. Again. So ito rin po yung actual form. Again, we skip this. So ito po yung integrated form na sa system. We have 4 fields. We skip na lang yung mga same lang, program project title. So tatlo lang naman po itong major components ng form 4 natin, gearing towards outcome na siya or impact. So first is yung ating programs, projects, objectives. So it consists of the goal and purpose as indicated sa project's logical framework, as I mentioned. Sa feasibility studies din, sa project proposal documents or any other relevant documents, no, ng agencies. So for projects without logical framework, as mentioned, you may adapt po yung nasa agency's program expenditure classification or yung PREXI. Next is yung results indicator target or results outcome indicator target. Indicators which will measure, indicate in concrete, observable, and objectively verifiable terms to what extent the expected results have been achieved should have quality, quantity, time, area, and beneficiaries dimensions. So results refer to the project objective as stated in the narrative summary of the project's logical framework. Yan nga, feasibility studies, project proposals, documents. So for projects without logical framework, ganun lang ulit dun sa PREXI. And lastly, yung observe results, outcome, impact. So this is the actual results na outcome goals derived from implementation cumulative as of end of the reporting period, which may be based on the regular outcome monitoring or completed evaluation studies. So yung halimbawa, shortened travel time, ganun, easy access, more easy and safe access pag sa mga roads, for example, yan. Kung ano na yung observable actual outcomes and results. Okay, it's set up for the four input forms na mahalaga po sa inyong mga implementing agencies. Very quickly lang, daanan lang na natin lahat ng RPMES forms aside from the input forms that we have discussed. So, in yellow, yun yung mga na-discuss na natin, no? Na isa-isa na natin yung apat. Na you'll be dealing with that din naman. Um, yun green naman, yun po yung sa amin na sa RPMC Secretariat. So we have 7 forms naman. Mga output forms naman po ito. So i-remind ko lang na may connection po yung RPMS Form 2 dun sa 5 ng namin and yung inyo pong 3 dun sa aming RPMES 6 kasi yun po yung financial and physical accomplishment of programs and projects as well as report on the status of projects encountering implementation problems. Tine-transfer po namin yun dun sa mga forms na yun. At yun po yung sinasabit namin sa NPMC. So we also have inspection reports sa Form 7. Yan po yung during field monitoring visit namin. Diyan po namin nire-reflect yung mga project na visit namin. And yung mga PSS, facilitation meeting conducted, sometimes integrated na po ito sa mga exit conferences natin after the field monitoring visit sa Form 8 yan. And at the end of the year, may tatlo pa pong forms na pine-prepare din kami. Kung may mga list of training workshops kami na-conduct, na-facilitate, and na-attend by the RPMC. So, yung 9. At resolutions din sa 10 naman yun. And key lessons learned, best practices sa 11 naman yun. This is also in connection with Form 4 since Form 4 is yun nga gearing towards the outcome results na. So dito namin nire-reflect sa 11. And NPMC forms will not dig deeper na dito sa mga forms na ito dahil po ito ay nasa national na po natin, yung color blue na box. Yeah, during the fourth quarter of each year, the PMC shall identify the initial list of programs and projects for priority monitoring that will be reported for the entire duration of the succeeding year. Yun po yung sa inyong Form 1. This may be updated upon receipt within the first quarter of the succeeding year of the initial project report RPMES input Form 1 from the implementing agency, which is based on the respective M&E plans for the said year. Ideally, ganun po yung ano, no? Pero we have uh, open na po yung RPMS Form 1 natin for the entire year to accommodate if ever there are changes mid-year sa mga implementing agencies natin. Provided that you will be informing us, the DepDev, especially your assigned or designated division sector focus from the DepDev Mimaropa. So new programs products shall be added, mga projects natin added to the said list for inclusion in the RPMES report of the PMC starting the reporting quarter the program project commence. Closed completed programs projects will be continuously reported until the end of the reporting year and will only be delisted in the first quarter of the succeeding reporting year. To facilitate MBND activities, there are 2 types of forms to be prepared. Yun nga, input forms in color yellow rusty box shall be accomplished by the implementing agencies. NGOs concerned in citizens to be submitted to the PMCs, while output forms, yun naman po in color green box, kami po yun, are the consolidated monitoring forms prepared by the PMCs to be submitted to the development councils and higher level PMCs. Okay, this is the last part of our first topic, the frequency, deadline, and duration of ERPMS activities. So in here, we have the submissions, the review and processing and reporting of both the agencies and DepDev ERPMS core team. Pero focus na lang po tayo dun sa inyo pong sa agency users. Daanan lang natin very quickly yung sa DepDev. So for agency users, ito po yung uh, deadline natin. Ano? Again, ito yung physical and financial accomplishment report and project exception report. Ang frequency po nito, very madalas siya, yung 2 and 3, quarterly. In accordance with our legend po sa baba, Yung pong naka-color red is yung agency data submission to the RPMC through the system. Then in color blue naman ay yung pong RPMC Secretariat Report Submission sa NPMC through monitoring and evaluation staff sa central office po. So, meron din po kasi kaming deadline kaya talagang we are very strict sa deadline po ng mga agencies natin. While the deadline for the agency data submission to the RPMC through its DepDev Division Sector Focals via system is the last working day of the first month of each reporting quarter. So that's January, yung mga naka-red, April, July, and October. Those data submissions po ninyo are subject pa sa review po namin RPMC Secretariat. Pagpaprocess po namin, preparation and submission ng final RPMES narrative report natin sa NPMC through the MES every mid-month naman. Usually falls on the 15th or earlier. Mas maaga pa po, no? Of the second month of each reporting quarter. Yun naman po yung naka-blue, yung February, May, August, November, and February. Again, duration po nito, 1 month po ang agency data submission, division sector focals, data review, simultaneous na po itong pagre-review ng aming mga division sector focus, saka po yung submission ninyo. 1 month po yung duration natin. I think that's sufficient enough mo po, no, to give you ample time na ma-prepare yung mga reports na kailangan and data po. And then 15 days naman yung review po namin. Kasama na po dito yung mismong na final package ng report and submission sa NPMC. So yun po, basically ang frequency, deadline, and duration ng Form 2 and 3. Sa Form 1 naman, annually po ito. The entire current year, declared every beginning of the year naman ito. So ideally, this form is submitted once a year by the end of the third month of the year, which falls on the 31st of March or earlier. However, we keep the form nga open year-round to allow or accommodate recurring declarations and submissions, especially in instances where there are budgetary alignments or new project comes in mid-year for some agencies. And for purposes of ERPMS monitoring, those updates must be recorded. And to reiterate, lahat po ng i-declare natin dito sa Form 1, kailangan declared natin siya every quarter from the second up until the end or fourth quarter, even those that are already completed, so long as within the year siya. Kasunod na po agad nito yung first quarter RPMS data deadline of agencies every April naman. Kaya sana yung Form 1 natin, na-accomplish natin siya. Since ang ating pong duration dito ay 3 months preparation naman po ito. Starting January. Again, pagpasok po ng taon, month of January, the system is already open naman po for agency submission. So basically, the agencies in the division sector focals has a duration of 3 months for the submissions, coordinations, necessary follow-ups, respectively, since this would cover all the projects na i-declare natin quarterly sa system for round year monitoring. Lastly, yung Form 4, ganun din po, annually naman siya. Ang pinakaiba lang nito from Form 1 is that it is every fourth quarter, no? Summarizing the entire, kasi this form summarizes the entire previous year naman, but declared on the next preceding year. So, syempre, hintayin muna natin matapos yung buong taon. Then, sa next preceding year po natin siya i-declare ng Form 4 sa January. So, the deadline for agency users to submit Form 4 is the last day of January each year. So, this will already serve as the summary ng mga projects na na-monitor during the whole previous year, providing information sa mga results, outcomes na na-derive na natin from implementing the project. Ang duration po, 1 month, both the submission po ninyo at yung review po ng aming mga focals. So we're done with the user agency, no? Hindi na po natin masyado i-deal to. Daanan lang natin yung ito po kasi yung deadline naman ng division sector focals. Meron din sa Form 5 and 6, kaya nung sa 2 and 3 nyo. And sa Form 11, kaya din nung sa 4 po ninyo. For Secretariat Administrators, ito na po yung sa division mismo namin sa PIMED. Ito naman po yung mga pine-prefer 7 and 8. May deadline din po yan, frequency and duration. 9 and 10. Okay. I think that's a wrap for our first topic, no? Let us now move on na sa next topic, which is about ARPMES admin manual, a step-by-step guide for the user submission of ERPMS input forms 1 to 4. So medyo actual na po tayo dito and naka-system based na lang. So you may use this po no as guide ninyo whenever you do your submission of data sa forms 1 to 4 sa system na natin. Isa-isahin po natin yan. To better appreciate our previous topic kanina, fundamentally on the operational guidelines, and to have some sort of application, we'll be discussing on how we are doing the actual submission of input forms 1 to 4 sa atin pong system interface na mismo or the DepDev, yung tinatawag nating DepDev ERP MES itself. And with that, here's our roadmap for the discussion of this second topic. We have the login page, ERP MES forms summary, nadaanan naman na po natin yan kanina, and user submission of input forms 1 to 4. First, login. Dali lang naman po yan. Yan po yung ating link, no? We have provided that link naman na po sa ating official Messenger GC. Refer to that na lang. So, yan, we fill in lang po natin yung mga login credentials natin and just click the login button. Nakakalagin na tayo. So ito po yung magpo-prompt sa ating una, yung ating dashboard. And highlight ko lang ito nung dashboard natin, meron pong announcement dyan. Aside sa mga pag-announce po namin and invitation letters, may auto-generated announcement po na nag-auto email din po sa inyo pong mga declared email dito sa system as well as dito sa ating homepage. So refer po kayo dito pag sa mga deadline po na kailangan natin every period, every quarter. Diyan po ninyo makikita sa announcement sa dashboard. So we have the ERPMES forms summary. Hindi ko na po isa-isahin. Yan din po yung kaninang minention natin. So i-highlight ko na lang yung 2 and 3. Tina-transfer po siya sa 5 and 6 ng output forms. Okay, we duplicate them there. User submission of input forms. First, yung user submission of input form 1. So, step by step lang po ito, no? Pakisundan na lang po. So, we first click the RPMES forms tab. Then, ayan, pagka-click po natin, may lalabas po na mga forms. So, we click yung form 1 natin since we're dealing with the initial project report. So, for instance, for example, yung sa year 2024, magka-create po tayo. We click the create button. May lalabas lang po dyan. Click OK. Sorry. Pagka-click OK po natin, magkakaroon na siya ng created. Makikita ninyo in color red, may draft na po dyan. So, sa end po ninyo, naka-draft na yan. Makikita din po namin sa admin end na may draft na po kayo. So, we click yung Programs Projects tab kasi ito yung parang database natin. And dito po yung mga modification and edit natin ginagawa sa Form 1. So, mag-add tayo ng project. Pagka-add ng project, yung project po natin ay i-fill up po natin yung mga necessary input fields, no? We'll scroll down. Pag na-fill up natin yung mga yan, we fill up the remaining input fields. Click lang yung Save Project button. Yan, successfully we have created our project. So we click again yung Programs Projects tab. As you can see, andyan na yung ating create, no? We can either delete this kapag we find it necessary or edit lang. Pwede natin siyang i-edit anytime. Dito sa project programs, again, take note nyo lang po na dito po kayo magre-refer kapag may kailangan kayong i-edit din sa form 1 nyo po dun sa ating database program projects. We click yung RPMS forms, RPMS form 1. Sorry. Think. Pagka-click po natin, um, we view, no? Again, yung 2024, mag-add tayo ng project. Ayan. Doon sa kanina kasi database po yung program projects. Dito na po, ito na yung RPMES Form 1 mismo. So in order to add it in the Form 1 from the database, yung kaninang Programs Projects tab, meron pong scroll down. So yun po yung create natin kanina. We click that project lang. We click the plus button para ma-add siya. Ayun, na-add na po siya dun sa Form 1. And may clickable link yan, no? We click it and makikita natin yung mga um, physical and financial targets. So we comprehensively put the details sa each month sa financial and physical. Very important po yan. We fill up all the input fields, no? Scroll lang natin siya hanggang dulo. Ayan po yung project. Save na siya. Kita nyo, may mga information na siya on the informations na diniscuss din natin kanina. So may output indicator, pindutin po natin, clickable button po siya. And then we just click save. And then ayan, project output indicator save na, naka-save na siya. Meron na siyang laman. Pag tapos na po tayo sa form 1, we just click the submit form 1 button. Ilalabas po sa taas, we just click OK. Done with the form 1 na po tayo. Okay, madali lang po ano. So, ganun lang din po sa ibang forms. Let's try naman yung RPMES input form 1, form 2. We click the RPMS forms, the form 2, we create yung we click the create button, just click OK. Ayan, may draft na po again dun sa fourth quarter ng 2024. Okay? And then we click the view button. Makikita po natin yung available project kanina na dineclare natin. So we click that, clickable naman po yan, and hihingin lang po yung mga necessary information on financial status and physical and remarks if there are. Then click save. Yeah, project save na po, nagkaroon na po ng information sa ating form 2, yung mga physical and financial. Okay? Then my output indicators, again, very important to as this measures our physical accomplishment din. So we click that, then we just click save kapag meron ng information. Yan na po, save na po yung mga output indicators. Okay, done na rin po tayo sa form 2. We just click yung submit form 2 kapag done na. Pag po sinasabi natin to, just click OK. Napupunta na po sa admin, sa amin pong end, no? So, reviewable na po siya on our end. Pwede na po siya naming i-review in the process. Kapag minsan may mga we find submissions that needs to be revised, nire-revert po namin ito. Nagiging draft po ulit siya. So, watch out lang po sa inyo pong system para ma-update nyo po agad kapag nag-revert kami. Ini-inform naman po kayo ng mga division sector focus natin. Okay, form submitted na po. Done with the form 2. Form 3 na. So, ganun lang din, RPMES forms. Yung form 3, we click the create button. Okay. Yun, nagkaroon na ng draft sa ating uh, quarter 4, no? Year 2024, since yun yung ating example. And then we click the view button. Ayun, available po yung project. We click that project. Fill up natin yung mga necessary information sa ating Form 3, findings, typology, reasons, actions taken, and yung isa sa mga important natin pag may negative slippage, actions to be taken. Then just click the save. Ayan, nag-reflect na po yung mga information na ating nilagay. And then we click the Form 3 button, submit Form 3. Okay, we're done with the Form 3. And lastly, yung inyo pong input Form 4. So we just click the RPMES forms again, and form 4. Then we click the create button. Okay. Ayun, may nakadraft na ulit tayo sa quarter 4 ng ating 2024. And then we click the view button. Nandun po yung clickable project natin na link. We click it. And then hihingin yung mga information. We fill up lang yung ating program project objectives, results, outcome, indicator, target, observe results and the outcome. Then after that, we just click yung ating save button. Ayun, nag-reflect na yung mga necessary information. And then submit form 4 lang. Okay. Done with form 4. So I think we've already reached po the end of this presentation on the Regional Project Monitoring and Evaluation System or yung RPMES user input forms comprising two discussed topics. So I hope you found this session informative and you were able to gain something or useful insights from this session. With that, salamat po for lending your time to listen and actively participate. Okay, once again, thank you very much.